All right, we got hole one here at the fairgrounds. It's par three, 334 feet. It's a tight shot going down this grassy area. The road on the right and the arena area on the left is OB. If you also are touching the creek bed, you are OB. There is a Mando here on the left, which if you miss that, there will be a drop zone right next to the tree. Make it, about a 50-foot putt to make your par. It's tight green. It takes a great shot to land close to this pin from the tee. All right, we got hole two. It's a par three, just under 300 feet. This is the straight up the gap. A lot of people will take a forehand out the left side. The creek comes into play here, also the road on the left. If you do land on the grass on the right side of the creek, you're inbounds, but if you're on the road or past it, you will be out of bounds, and also beyond this concrete path here behind the basket. All right, hole three here at the fairgrounds is 379. It's par three. Has changed from past years. The inbounds will be here down this dirt road. If you're in the creek or beyond, you will be out of bounds until you get past the road on the left. There will be a line on the right as well to designate the OB area. So just land on the grass here that the basket's on and get your birdie, and don't be messing with the out of bounds on this hole. All right, so hole four is actually a big change from last year. This is a big dog leg to the right. So you're going to want to throw a big turnover to get to the basket. If not, you're going to have to just lay up here straight and then lay up to the basket. Out of bounds will be here in this fenced area on the right. That is the zoo area, or if you go too far left into the arena. Also behind the basket is the pond area, which will be OB as well, but it's a pretty large fairway. You should be able to get a three pretty easy. A two will be very difficult. I've had a hard time just getting to this pole here off the drive. So yeah, if you get a two, let me know. I'd love to hear it. All right, hole five here is just under 500 feet, around 470. You'll see that the fence down the right side is the zoo area, which is OB, but all down the left side is inbounds. And if you happen to go too far over the fence, that will be OB as well. But you'll just see that the basket here is just behind these pine trees. So it'll take a very large forehand to be safe to get to the basket, or you'll have to mess with the fence as you throw a right-handed backhand. The roller play is also a very good play if you can do that as well. All right, we got hole six. It's coming in at 340. It's one of the easier holes on the course. There is not a whole lot of OB on this hole. I mean, if you happen to go too far over the fence, that's really where you're going to see any trouble as far as OB. It's pretty open. Just throw whatever you can to get it right next to the basket. All right, moving on to hole seven. We got a par five. It's 1,047 feet, the longest hole on the course. It's down this long stretch of open area in the back of the fairgrounds. You'll see the fence line on the right and also the left near the pond area. It will be OB. Also, if you go far enough left, you'll find OB, but try not to do that. Once you get out here into this area, you're going to want to throw another long shot to get up next to this Mando. Maybe try and stay a little right so you can get around it for sure. Don't pinch yourself off here on the left. The Mando will be on this pole next to the shed. That's about 950 feet to the Mando. And then you've just got this little short chip shot to a protected green. You'll find OB on the cement and on the stands and also the fenced area short of it. All right, hole 8 is a new hole here for the Cache Valley Classic. It is 398 feet. It probably plays a little shorter than that. You'll find a tree off to the right off the tee pad that makes it so you can't take an easy hyzer. You'll have OB here on the concrete and in the stand area, and also the fence behind the basket. It's a precarious green, so land it up there close so you don't have to have a stressful putt. All right, we got hole 9, the famous arena hole. So you're going to be teeing off from in these trees here. You're going to need to make it into the arena or stay short here in the dirt. If you're surrounded by like a fence, then you'll be OB. So like all this fence area here on the left, or if you're past the fence on the right in the grass or in the stands, you'll be OB. So needing to stay in the dirt area here in the arena. Once you get past here, the dirt will be in bounds again. So if you're in the grass on the right or over the fence on the left, you'll be OB. So you're going to want to keep it in the dirt and then swing something around here on the left, the basket that's protected by these large trees. It's a pretty difficult hole. Yeah, just try and stay as safe as you can. Avoid as many OB strokes as possible. All right, on to hole 10. It is 318 feet. It's par 3. It plays as an island. The island includes the grass the basket is located on. So anything that isn't that is out of bounds. So if you land on the pavement, here on the shore in the grass, if you go past the grass into the creek, you'll be out of bounds. If you do not land on the island, you will proceed to the drop zone. Yeah, so just make the island and hopefully get the birdie if you can. All right, hole 11 is 369 feet. It also plays somewhat like an island. So the grass here and this next portion of the grass are the only two things that are in bounds. If you're left of the road, on the road or left of it, or in the arena area on the right, you'll be OP. There will be a drop zone on that first portion of the grass if you do not land in bounds off your drive. All right, hole 12 is 327 feet. You'll be staying down this right side. If you go over the fence into the dirt area, you'll be OB. If you land in on the creek bed, you'll also be OB. There's a mando here on the left on this thick tree here. There will also be a drop zone up here on this dirt area, giving you a decent putt to save your par if you miss the mando. If you go past the fence long, you're also OB. Yeah, it plays pretty difficult. If you land in the creek, you might just get your par. If you land short of it, you might have a putt for birdie. All right, hole 13 is par 4, coming in at 681. You'll see a mando here on the right. You want to stay left of that. There will be a drop zone next to the tree. All down this left side is a road, so if you land on the road or be beyond it, you'll be OB. There's another mando here on the right. Another drop zone will be next to that tree, just keeping you off of the next hole. This year we elevated the basket, making it even more difficult. So if there's any sort of wind or if you're not confident, maybe lay it up. All right, hole 14, it's par 3 coming in at 427 feet. A classic hole here at the fairgrounds used to be hole 18. You'll find that the stairs and beyond on that road, the concrete next to that building, it will be OB. Other than that, any road and beyond is OB. The basket's just here up on the left in these trees. So I'm going to have a sloping green, so land your disc nice and flat so it'll stop. All right, hole 15 is a bomber. It's 470 feet, par 3. You got OB down the left side of the road and beyond. If you happen to go right over the fence, that would also be OB, but most people will not find that. It's a wide open hole, so let loose the longest drive without going too far left. Only the furthest throwers will get the birdie on this one. All right, we got hole 16 coming in at 429 feet. You got a tight gap off the tee. You've got a mando on the left to keep the people on hole 13 safe. This one on the right will not be in play. If you happen to go too far right over this concrete, it's concrete and beyond will be OB, as well as if you're touching the creek bed. Beyond the basket is not OB. So if you land in that dirt area, you're not OB. You just are further from the basket than you probably want to be. All right, we got hole 17 coming at 315 feet. It's a par 3. Now, the tee bed's been moved left, so you have to go up this gap here or over the fence with a forehand or a turnover. It makes it a pretty tight and difficult hole. If you can get through these trees and skip up, or throw the forehand up and around and get back over the fence, you'll have a good chance at the birdie. So over the fence is the only thing that will be OB on this hole. All right, we got hole 18. It was made a little longer this year, coming in at 462. It's now a par 4. We've got Amando on the right and also the fence line down the left. So that is making you go down this very tight alleyway next to these trees. Very beautiful hole. If you can just throw a couple straight shots down this alleyway, makes it a 2-shot hole to get to the basket, getting a nice rewarding 3. All right, there you have it. There's the 2020 Cache Valley Classic layout. Most likely the hardest this course has ever played. Hope you like it. Hope you have a fun time at the tournament. And a huge shout out to Kevin Mann for this flyover and recording. Thanks for doing that, man.